Hi everybody, it's Bonkai 922. My God! Gargantia, man. This show can... When this show is over, it is... I'm going to say it right now. Gargantia on the Verdurous planet is what I like to call a sleeper. Yeah, this is a sleeper anime. In other words, the first half of the anime is like, put you to sleep. Well, like, it towards the end, it gets fucking huge. Like, nobody's business. That's what this show is. And this is probably the best sleeper anime of the season. Now, I'm not saying it's the best anime of the season, because that belongs to Attack on Titan and stuff. But this is definitely the best anime of the second half of the series. Best sleeper anime. At least that's what I think. It's so underrated, yet so good. This episode, man. What the fuck? Really? Really? That's who it is? The ending was unbelievable. Unbelievable. This gets a 5 out of 5, people. There's no question. Yeah, but this one was called Episode 12, Decisive Moment. Well, actually, I think it was Decisive Decision. We'll call it Decisive Moment. Basically, in this episode, what happens is, we have, what was it? Yeah, Pinion. So, basically, what's happening is Pinion is getting told by these worshippers. Oh, by the way, these worshippers, they're fucking dumb as fuck. I'm sorry, this is like, you guys are, like, literally, to the slaughter. They're just sheep sent to the slaughter. That is what they are. They are lambs, sheep, whatever you want to call them. They really are. They're so dumb they can't even realize when they're being fooled. Anyway, they're telling Pinion, you know, to use the parts that are in this warehouse on the ship to his disposal. And he's got this little, they give him this thing to use, and he's like, oh, you know, crazy, you can see through inside them. And we got the Red Lobster, the Pirate Empress there, and she's saying to him that he has no backbone and everything, and she's like, she's doing, what she wants to do is she wants to go back to her pirating, and she wants to do a coup d'etat on on this fleet, these people with the, you know, so he's hearing this, and he's like, you know, kind of thing. And that happened in this episode. But also, what happened was with Redo. Now, he found out last week episode that he's been told by, Colonel. Yeah, the Colonel who, at the end of this episode, just like, you'll see when I get into that. That's just another mindfuck when it comes to this show. And he's basically telling him it's just good for the cause. Basically, yeah, he wants to make a new Avalon. He's on some General Zod shit. Yeah, I went there. Colonel Kugel is on some General Zod shit. Now, unlike Krypton, Avalon's still there, but he wants to create a new Avalon. That was the whole bit on this. To create a new Avalon, just like General Zod. And, you know, Redo doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to kill them or anything. He's just convince them to follow us and to become part of this territory that we're Hermioneing. And we see this little rat thing walking on the rafters kind of thing. I kind of think we know what it is. I think it's, what it looks like. It looks like, you know, Amy's rat pet squirrel thing. Grace, I think she calls it. You know. And, you know, he's told him that, and he goes on his merry way, Redo. And he's questioning, that's what, you know, decisions. He has a crucial decision to make here. And basically, the other part that happens in this episode is with Pinion. Because Pinion gets a message from, you know, Amy's friend who didn't go with them and go on the Gargantia. She gives she gives Pinion a message from the commander of the fleets, of the regular fleet, the one he came with, that he wants to meet up. And Pinion's there, and he's got a hood on and shit, because he's trying to be secretive. And he's just telling them, basically, that the Pirate Empress is going against them, and there's going to be a rebellion. Give or take. And basically, they're asking Pinion, is this the way you want to do things, and so on and so forth, and that stuff. Something happens, and he decides not to. He decides he's going to rebel against them, but something happens. He makes that decision, but after this thing happens, it's like a guarantee. They're carrying out these people, and this is when Areto's sitting down on the steps, and he's running away. He's running to catch that little squirrely thing, you know, Grace. They're wheeling these people out with these white things around them, and they put these hoods over them, and they push. And I was like, no, do not tell me they're going to do what I think they're going to do. And I was thinking about what they were doing. They were going to apparently push these people off. Yeah, they had them backwards, and they slide them down, and they go into the sea. I'm like, these people are crazy. And then you know, actually, you know, now I think about it, yeah, Pinion made his decision of doing what he said he was going to do after he saw that. And the Pirate Empress is there, and say, this insane fleet's next target is Gargantia. And he's like, fuck it, we're going in. You know, he was like, you know, spirited off that stupid set emblem he put on his fucking forehead, and he was going to go. And that's basically what happens. And there's this meeting that Redo has with Chamber, and they're talking, and so on and so forth. And then we see something else happening also. Redo tells Amy's friend to take this message to Gargantia and tell them that they're going to be attacked by this fleet. And then Redo is just asking Chamber straight off, can you defeat Stryker? Can you... And he basically answers him saying he can, and so on and so forth. And basically they're going to go in. And then we see Pinion there as well, and he's giving the thumbs up and shit. So they're going to go and they're going to rebel against the Colonel. Yeah, Mr. General. You might as well just call him General Zod, because that's why he was acting. But there's a catch to that. I'll be getting to that in a minute. So they're basically talking. They basically decide that they're going to go up against him. They're going to stop him, and they're like getting ready for, you know, the thing. And Amy's friend's on her way, and she sees the Gargantia. She's there. She gets tired and falls over when she's flying that kite thing. And Amy catches her and brings her in, and that's when she wakes up and she explains what is going to go down. And that they're going to attack the Gargantia, and Amy rushing in to see everyone, saying that Redo's doing it all by himself. He's going to be fighting them all by himself, and we need to help him instead of running away. And the doctor is there, and he says, yeah, we need to use this. They said something that needs to be used. It was the key that the old fleet commander gave Bridget. Apparently that key unleashes something. I think it said ladder, Heaven's Ladder, I think it was called. And they're going to use that to go up against this fleet. And you know, Amy's there, and the doctor's saying, Amy, you need to help us too. And he says, yeah, you know, and stuff. So they're going to go in, and they're going to help Redo in this situation. Then we go back to the actual, the bastard fleet with Colonel Kugel. And all of his followers are like, give me a fucking break. And they got like an army of these tanks. No, they're not tanks. They're like submersibles robots. And they got like rockets on their shoulder things and everything, and they're ready to go in. And that's when Redo intervenes and starts. He's telling the Colonel that this is wrong. We shouldn't be doing this. All this jazz, and then he's going to stop him. And that's when they start fighting. And I was like, yo, this is awesome. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And this is a huge battle going on. Huge battle. And the Pirate Empress gets involved. Everybody gets involved. They're going and they're attacking this fleet, pushing everybody off, all that shit. And the fight between the Colonel Kugel and Redo was pretty good. With Chamber and Stryker. Back and forth, until Pinion gets the edge on Kugel by shooting that laser at him, and that's enough distraction to give for, because Redo wasn't really getting advantage over Kugel, because Kugel maneuverability and Stryker was far superior to Chambers. But that laser blast that Pinion gave Stryker gave Redo enough chance to grab him and force him down onto this this huge metal pillar that's part of the ship, part of the fleet ship. Hits him there, gets out, and this part just I was like, you have got to be shitting me. Gets out of Chamber, does the emergency key code to open the cockpit, and I'm like thinking to myself, I say to myself, wouldn't it be funny if he's not in there? Opens up. He's in there. His eyes are closed, Colonel Kugel. His helmet opens up. He's dead. I was like, yo, what? He's dead? This entire time he's dead? Like, seriously. This entire time. And I'm just wondering this. Was he dead from when he first arrived on Earth? Because if he was dead from when he first arrived, and this is the kicker, he disappears, the robot moves on its own? Yeah, the fucking AI Stryker is behind this now, and she's like saying with one mind to Redo, saying, your futile efforts, something like that. And I'm like, what? The robot? Really? You're telling me the AI system. And when I think about it, it makes sense. Because her plan is basically to create a new Avalon. So the robots, the Stryker, robots are cold and calculating. So yeah, there you go. That was such a what the fuck. This gets a 5 out of 5, people. This was a definite what the fuck. Like, seriously. I was like, what? It was a recorded message. He wasn't even talking. The entire time, Kurt. He wasn't talking at all. It was the recording. This fucking robot. It's a fucking robot. Really? I lost it. I completely lost it when I saw that. I was like, holy shit. Now, next week's the final episode. It's going to be pretty epic. Pretty much doesn't really show much. You see Amy and stuff. I guess what's going to happen is they're going to have a final battle with the robot. Like, how ridiculous is that? They're fighting a robot. It's not even a guy's in the cockpit and he's controlling it. No, it's a robot. What's going to happen next? Gigantor's going to come out? I was like, yo, that was so ridiculous. So, we saw, like I was saying in the preview, we see Amy, we see some of the guy. I think some of the enemy forces of the fleet. with the marks on their forehead. They're piloting their robots, so that's going to go down too as well. But man, this was just, what the fuck? The robot Striker. So now you can't say, I can't continue to say that little comparison I said. Colonel Kugel is General Zod. He's trying to recreate a new Avalon. Well, I can't say that because it's not it. It was the robot. The AI system. What? The AI system? Striker? Really? But now you think about it, it makes sense because robots, they don't know. They're cold and calculating. They it's all robotic to them. It's all calculations and precision. So it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense. Tell me what you guys think. Comments below. Rate, comment, subscribe. Oh my god. I was just like flipping out. I thought to myself, wouldn't it be funny if he wasn't in the machine? Oh, he was in the machine, but he was dead. So this entire time, he wasn't calling the shots. The robot was. I was like, done. I'm done. So this should be an epic, really epic final episode, like I said, next week. So we'll see how it goes down. I'm Gargantia, I'd say too. I'll see you guys later. Striker. It's time to compute this. And your system, you motherfucker. Yeah. See ya.